in a Power View. Now, if you need more information about a Power View, be sure to check out my video that talks about the basics of how to set one up. So what we have here, just to give you a little overview, is we have some data, and I have cities listed out, and from what province, but all these cities are going to register in BC anyways. If they don't, your location is somewhat important. So keep in mind, if there's two cities called the same thing, there can be a bit of a discrepancy here. So you can, when mapping, include a longitude and latitude, and then it will map the point based on that. But I'll show you that when we create it. So keep in mind, my data set has a city, and now I'd like to create a map of those locations. So what I can do is, again, click in a blank area of your Power View, because I would like to add a new tile or a new view for this. And then over on the side, under all the data that I have available, I'm just going to put a check mark next to city. Now by default, I always get a table, which is fine. And I'd like to change this now to a map. So how you do that is you click on it anywhere, and on the Design tab, you can go over to the button here called Map. So if you click that, it actually changes right away to a map, and I can resize it. I can make this whatever size I want to use. I could also zoom in and out using these zoom in and out buttons. So you can see it's actually plotted all of my locations as little dots on the map right away, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, there are things we can change. So, number one, I could change the size of the dot, and I could do it based on any piece of data I'd want from my data set. So as an example, let's say I wanted to base the size on the number of fish I caught at that location. So I'm just going to take number of fish caught, drag it into size, and there it goes. Automatically readjust the dots on my map. Then you'll notice you do have locations, and right now it's using city. So it's recognized all those cities as cities in BC, and it's plotted them on the map. If you had very specific locations or cities with similar names and it wasn't plotting correctly for you, you could have added a field to your data set for longitude and latitude, and then you could have added those values in here, and it will use those to plot on the map. And then we will not have that problem. You can also specify color. So let's just say I wanted to specify color based on whether or not we used a boat. So I'm going to drag boat down into color, and there I can see yes is red and no is blue for whether or not we used a boat at that location. You also have the last two options here, vertical multipliers and horizontal multipliers. So these are going to work, they're working almost the same, except one is set up vertically and one is set up horizontally. As an example, I'm going to take this boat, and I want two separate maps. Let's say I want a map for where I used a boat and a map for where I didn't use a boat. Well, I'm going to drag that into the horizontal multiplier section. You can see I now get two maps. I get a map for the locations I did use a boat in, and I get a map for a location I did not use a boat in. So lots and lots of features here. I'm just going to put that back into color for now and get my one larger map. Now, other options you have. With the map selected, you can go to the Layout tab, and on the Layout tab you can choose things like data labels. If I wanted the names of the cities involved, I can just go back to none. You can choose whether or not you want a legend, which we have right now. If I did not want the legend, I could simply say none. It's going to do the whole map. Again, this would be hard to determine what red and blue would mean. You can add titles, which we have up here. And you can even choose different map backgrounds. I can go to, let's say, satellite photos. There we have satellite photos. We can do a road map. You can do whatever type of map you're comfortable with or you're familiar with and that you want to use within your Power View. So using maps is a very effective way to chart certain data, if you have the correct data to do this, on a map, and Excel is going to do it for you. And then it's very easy to manipulate and make the data even more useful than just simply dots on a map. We can plot value data, we can plot information, whatever we would like. So there you have it. That's how you use maps in Power View.